Okay. Everything okay? You can hear us, Pat? Patty?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to call the regular meeting of November 28th to order with roll call.
Councilwoman Poe,
Here.
Councilman Burke,
Here.
Councilman Jandrowski,
Here.
Councilman Dugan,
Here.
Supervisor Cummings,
Here.
all present.
And Councilman Burke, would you lead us? in the pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
United
to the republic for which it stands,
One
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sir. Okay, everybody's received a copy of the minutes of the regular meeting of the 14th. Any additions, corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I goofed.
Yeah, where are we going with this?
I skipped the two public
Oh.
hearings. No one minds that, does it?
Backtrack.
Okay. Well, agenda changes. This is an agenda change.
Yeah.
So we'll just put that on hold. And we'll go to the first public hearing, local law number 5, to rescind local law number 4, the tax cap. Dawn, would you please read proof of publication?
Yes, this is as published in the Akron Bugle on November 17th. Let me make sure I got the right one. Please take notice that there's been presented to the town board on November 14th, 2022 for adoption of proposed local law to be known as local law number 5 of the year 2022, entitled local law to repeal local law number 4 of the year 2022. The proposed local law will repeal local law number 4 of the year 2022 to allow residents of the town of Newstead to be eligible to receive real property tax freeze credits from the state of New York. Therefore, pursuant to the municipal home rule law, the town board of the town of Newstead shall hold a public hearing on the aforesaid local law at the town hall, 5 Clarence Center Road, Akron, New York, at 7:20 p.m. on the 28th day of November 2022, at which time persons interested may be heard. Copies of the aforesaid proposed local law are available at the office of the town clerk for inspection and distribution to any interested person during business hours. The meeting room is wheelchair accessible. Those needing special arrangements should call the town hall at 542-4573 by November 24th, 2022. This meeting may be recorded. Dated November 14th, 2022 by order of the town board of the town of Newstead.
Thank you. We have to do roll call, or do we just say that roll call?
I'll just switch it around.
Are there any comments? It's what we usually do every year. So probably the year we don't do it, we'll go over and then we'll be in trouble, but no. Hopefully. I have nothing. Anybody else have anything? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carried. Entertain the second public hearing of the evening, contract extension with Twin City Ambulance. Ron, would you please read proof of publication?
Again, this is as published in the Akron Bugle on November 17th. Please take notice that there has been presented to the town board on October 24th, 2022. Copies of a proposed contract extension with Twin City Ambulance for the pre-hospital emergency medical services for a 1-year period, commencing on January 1st, 2023, and terminating on December 31st, 2023. Therefore, pursuant to the town law and general municipal law rules, the town board of the town of Newstead shall hold a public hearing on the proposed pre-hospital emergency medical services contract extension at the town of Newstead Town Hall, 5 Clarence Center Road, Akron, New York, at 7:25 PM on the 28th day of November 2022, at which time persons interested may be heard. Copies of the aforesaid proposed free hospital emergency medical services contract extension are available at the office of the town clerk for inspection and distribution to any interested person during business hours. The meeting room is wheelchair accessible. Those needing special arrangements should call the town hall at 542-4573 by November 24th, 2022. This meeting may be recorded. It's dated November 14th, 2022 by order of the town board of the town of Newstead.
Okay, the statement that Dawn just read is pretty self-explanatory. It's just an extension of the current contract. Any comments?
As a councilman, I'd like to comment that I think it's a very prudent move. And it does serve the public interest to approve this proposed 1-year extension. So that the larger contract can be arrived at in the ensuing year.
Okay, anybody else? If not, we'll vote on this later on. If not, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second,
Second,
all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, carried. Give Dawn a second or two to
Okay.
do her writing.
Okay.
Okay, we are into the regular meeting, agenda changes, which I don't believe we have any. Next is the communications, Don.
Yes, we have received our biweekly letter from Charter Communications notifying the town of upcoming rebranded programming changes that are taking place in December. We received a copy of a certified resolution from the town of Brand regarding their support of Second Amendment rights and opposition to the New York State actions restricting those rights. We received a letter of resignation from Senior Court Clerk Sandra Petrowski, resigning her position with the town as of December 9th. And we received a notice of upcoming webinars through December that were received from the New York State Department of State, and those have been distributed to the different offices. And that is it.
Any comments? Entertain a motion to receive and file.
So move.
Second,
Second,
all in favor, say aye.
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 Carried. Work session. On the 21st, we discussed the water and sewer planning. Was really nothing new because Dave Miller's on vacation. Building projects, grants, highway, recycling contract, meeting with the village of Akron, storm update, COVID fund status, collateral restriction that we're gonna do tonight. And that was pretty much it. We did go in executive session at 7:27, come out at 7:54 to discuss contracts. That's it. Agenda items, anything on the agenda anybody wants to comment on before we get into it? Okay. Approval of the bills, budget transfers. There are a few budget transfers that everybody should have a copy of. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So
So,
moved.
Second,
Again,
what's that?
I have Addie.
Okay. Okay, motion been made and second to approve the budget transfers. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Carried. Bills.
I'd like to submit the following vouchers for approval. Oh, I told you I always get the big ones. From the, I don't understand, it was a short week too. From A Fund, general, $85,563.65. General outside the village, $19,013. Highway, $49,403.89. Nat, water project, $377,317.03. Sewer district number one, $32.26. Sewer district number two, $68.96. Consolidated water, $90.64. For a grand total of $531,489.43.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Bills are paid. Moving on, committee department heads report, highway, we don't have anything done, you don't have anything to. Assessor, so short and sweet, hello everyone, I'm still working on the reassessment project. I am now on to the residential portion, which is the most time consuming. This portion will take me into February. We're still processing exemption renewals as they are returned. I have no concerns currently. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to contact me. That's Tina Rios. D, got a code enforcement, small one, short one, I should say. Just upgrade to the Verizon tower roof. Drive-through activity scene at one of the churches. That's it. Any questions? Town clerk, no?
Nothing at this time.
Town attorney,
Nothing at this time.
assistant,
Nothing at this time.
councilperson Jandrowski.
Yes, I had a couple of calls from residents on the snow plowing. I didn't have answers for them, but I believe the answers were they were shorthanded that week, and with the amount of snow, there were a couple of routes that were just a little behind. The same with the Newstead Fire Company, talked to President Lewis Henley on that. Our long lost friend Steve from Rotten Son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's done all this work over the last couple of years. We've never been invoiced yet, because he's been kind of piecemealing it. And then he was worried about the paint on the gutter. I looked up there, I can't tell the difference, so I'm just gonna tell him that we're all good to submit the invoice for what he's done. And we'll get that paid. Also talk, as I thought, you got most of this already with the library and the different stages between there, the Denio and our new library that's 20 years old. For that stuff. Also, I got a call on a McNeely Road resident on a home-based business going out there. I don't know the whole details of it yet. I told him he had some concerns on changing the neighborhood. I says, well, you're gonna have to wait and see what the planning board comes up with. There's gonna be a public hearing on it. You can express your concerns there. And I hope he's satisfied with that, and if he has questions, he can ask at the public hearing. That's all I have, I believe.
Councilperson Dugan.
I only had a couple of calls with reference to the trash removal and rescheduling, cancellation and rescheduling. Dawn, thank you for that. That information went out pretty quick. I was able to answer those questions in a timely manner. So that's all I have.
Councilperson Burke.
Yes, I'd like to make a shout out for the following. A very concerned resident called a week or so ago. Their basement was flooded due to the fact of a valve not being shut off on the Knapp Road water project. Asked if I could help, and I immediately gave her the superintendent highway phone number. And then I dialed our very capable clerk, who informed me that we'd see the passing of the information to our disaster coordinator, which was done very promptly, who then contacted our Wendell engineer. And so I'd like a shout out to them. And the issue phone call came at about 5:25. And my understanding was it was satisfactorily completed about 8 o'clock. And to the homeowner satisfaction. So shout out to the Wendell Scott Wozak, our superintendent, Mike Basanello, and our town clerk, Madam Isadorzak. It relieved a great burden from my shoulder, Mr. Supervisor.
Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Councilperson Burt, Hope.
I also have the same calls as Council and Dugan about the timing of the garbage refuse, so I thank Dawn also for that information.
Okay, Supervisor, yeah, I had some complaints. My comment was, you know where the trucks are coming from and how much snow they have to get through to get here? Because the comment was, it wasn't that bad here, and I said, well, they couldn't get here, you know? And most people understood, you know, once you just.
Does garbage fall under essential workers anyways?
I don't know, I don't think so. But
I mean, I don't know where Modern's out of, but half of Erie County.
I would assume it does, but I.
so anyways, what else I have is I've been addressing the appointments for 2023, working on that list. Worked on with our attorneys and other town officials, village officials on the refuse contract. Came up with a list and I talked with Dawn and we put it on the website of complaints where if people want to, this is the department head that they should be going to. So they can let councilman and the supervisor know, but we should direct them to let, if it's a Dave Miller question or a Mike Basanello question or Dawn or whomever, let them know, because how else can they address it if they don't know right off the bat? We'll see how that works out. Everybody just should have received a copy of the supervisor's report for October. I don't think I printed it out, but it's on the email that Colleen sent out. Just FYI, we have received notification, as mentioned before, Sandra Petrowski in the court department has announced her retirement from the town as of December 9th. We also received today notification Dean Schultz is retiring from the highway department as of January 27th. It also received officially today from Dave DeYoung that he no longer is going to be dog control officer after the first of the year. So we wish them all well in their retirements and thank them for their service to the town. Some as many as 40 some odd years in Dave's case, in different capacities. Okay, and that's all I have. Yeah. That's all I have. Unfinished business, buildings, nothing other than what John had reported in work session, unless you got anything else. Planning, nothing. Water sewer, Scott, for the record.
Yeah, just that Knapp Road has been tested and approved by the Erie County Water Authority. The interconnection on Knapp is looking like it will proceed tomorrow. And the testing on Kirby has been completed, but still has not been approved by the RAG. Hoping later this week. And similarly hoping that will be substantially complete early or end of this week, early next week.
No.
Grants, nothing right now. I know Scott is working with Mike and Culverts. I know John and Christine at the library are working on potential grant there, and I'm continuing to work with our grant people on some other areas such as parks and things like that that are coming up. So that's all I have here. New business. First one is a resolution, local law number 5, tax override. Eddie?
I offer the following resolution to approve local law number 5 to repeal local law number 4 for 2022.
There's second
Second.
discussion, please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Aye.
Councilmember,
Aye.
Councilman Jankowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Supervisor Cummings,
Yes.
carried unanimous.
B is a resolution for Twin City ambulance contract extension. Doc,
Yes, I'd like to propose the following resolution. Whereas the town board of the town of Newstead has authorized a contract between the town of Newstead together with the town of Amherst, town of Clarence, village of Akron, village of Williamsville, Clarence Fire District Number 1, Eggertsville Fire District, Snyder Fire District, and Twin City Ambulance for pre-hospital emergency medical services for the years 2018 to 2020, with an option 2-year extension from 2021 to 2022. And whereas the Emergency Medical Services Board has recommended an additional 1-year extension of the contract through December 31st, 2023 to allow for the renegotiation process. And whereas the town board has duly called and held a public hearing regarding the proposed contract extension, and whereas the town board determined that it is in the public interest to approve the proposed pre-hospital emergency medical services contract. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. 1, the town board does hereby approve the proposed pre-hospital emergency medical services contract extension with Twin City Ambulance through December 31st, 2023, a copy of which is attached here to and made a part hereof. 2, the supervisors hereby authorized to execute said agreement on behalf of the town of Newstead and the Newstead Fire Protection District. 3, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Aye.
Councilmember,
Aye.
Councilman Jankowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Supervisor Cummings,
Yes.
carried unanimous.
C is a resolution to rebid the HC at the library. John,
Yes, I'd like to propose the following resolution, whereas in consultation with the library and the town board of the town of Newstead has determined that it is in the best interest of the town of Newstead to improve the HVAC system at the Newstead Public Library due to the age of the system, and whereas the town has caused bid specifications prepared for the HVAC improvements at the Newstead Public Library and has received an improved specifications, and whereas the Newstead Public Library has been approved for a grant from the New York State Education Department / New York State Library. I guess that answers the question earlier, Doc.
Yes, it does.
Under project number 0386-22-9359 to fund a portion of the project. Whereas the town board has received the proposed HVAC improvements and has determined that the project constitutes a type 2 seeker action under seeker, and that no further action is required, whereas bids now need to be collected for the improvements to the HVAC system, now therefore be resolved by the town board as follows. 1, the town board direct the town clerk to prepare and publish a notice to bidders as required by law for improvements to the Newstead Public Library HVAC system in accordance with the attached bid specifications, with bids to be received by December 15th, 2022 at the town clerk's office no later than 1 p.m. 2, this resolution shall take effective immediately.
there's a second
Second.
discussion. Please poll the board.
Councilwoman Polk,
Aye.
Councilmember,
Aye.
Councilman Jankowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Supervisor Cummings,
Yes.
carried unanimous.
D is a resolution for the refuse contract with Modern for 2023 to 2027. So
I'd like to propose the following resolution, whereas the town board has previously authorized the attorney for the town to prepare documents to go out for bid for the refuse and recycling collection and disposal services with a joint contract with the village of Akron with 2 options for refuse carts. And whereas the town of Newstead subsequently advertised for bids on its own behalf and on the behalf of the village of Akron in accordance with the bid specifications as amended with the bids to be received at the town hall, 5 Clarence Center Road, Akron, New York, at 11 a.m. on October 18th, 2022. And whereas the town clerk, on behalf of the town board and village board, received and opened responses from Modern Disposal Services, Waste Management, and Casilla, all of which bidders were determined to be responsible bidders. And whereas after reviewing the proposals submitted to the town board, after consultation with representatives of the Village of Akron, has determined that it would like to make an award based on the lowest responsible bidder for collection, hauling, and disposal of mixed municipal solid waste, bulky waste, and white goods, and the collection, hauling, and processing of recyclables from the town of Newstead and the Village of Akron, combined with the contractor providing a 95/96 gallon carts for refuse pursuant to the bidder's documents. The following proposals were received. Bidder, Modern Disposal Services Incorporated, $565,395.75 for total cost. Per unit cost, $149.15. Casilla, no bid received. Waste Management of New York LLC, no bid received. Whereas based upon bids submitted, Modern Disposal Services Incorporated is the lowest responsible bidder. Now therefore be it resolved as follows. Number one, the town board, having reviewed the bids submitted by or submitted for the collection, hauling, and disposal of mixed municipal solid waste, bulky waste, and white goods, and the collection, hauling, and processing of recyclables from the town of Newstead and the Village of Akron, with the bidder to supply 95/96 gallon refuse carts, Modern Disposal Services Incorporated is the lowest responsible bidder, with a total 1 year cost of $565,395.75 and a per unit cost of $149.15. Number two, the Newstead Town Board authorizes award of the refuse contract to Modern Disposal Services Incorporated under a single contract with the village with a 95/96 gallon refuse cart selection as set for in the bid specification/contract, which is attached here to and made a part hereof. Number three. Subject to the contract documents, bond documents, and insurance certificates from Modern Disposal Services Incorporated, meeting the approval of the town attorney and the village attorney, and subject to a corresponding resolution being passed by the Village of Akron Board. The town board or the town supervisor is hereby authorized to sign the contract on behalf of the town of Newstead. Number four, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I have a question on the per unit. Is that at the cost of $565,395.75 and a per unit cost? Is that what their annual cost is for a resident for garbage pickup?
Correct.
That's not the cost of the total.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, so the $565,395 number includes the pickup and the disposal.
okay,
The $149.15 is the cost for the pickup per resident,
for the year.
for one,
Yep,
for
okay.
one tote.
Okay,
And that total is just for town residents,
No, that's for the entire contract, so that.
for the village
the
too.
contract itself calls for the breakdown between the town and the village based on the number of residents or units that are picked up from in each. And I think we should just clarify too that the number two should be subject to the village passing the corresponding resolution along with number three, not just both the award and the supervisor's authority to sign.
So the added words were in subject to the village.
And subject to a corresponding resolution being passed by the Village of Akron Board. And that would be added to paragraph 2 and 3, correct? Correct.
Okay. Any other questions?
Did we vote on
No, we're going to, could you please pull the board
with the added, well,
with the added, yeah,
Councilwoman Pope,
Aye.
Councilmember,
aye,
Councilman Gendrowski,
Yes.
Councilman Dugan,
Yes.
Supervisor, Coombs,
yes.
carried unanimous.
With that new wording, in the morning, or no, not you. Can you send that to me in the morning?
I've got it. I can fix that.
Oh, okay. Cause I'll forward it then to the village and copy everybody like I normally do. Okay, E on the agenda is I entertain a motion to approve a lateral restriction hardship at 4302 Billow Road.
so move,
Second,
Second.
discussion, all in favor, say aye.
aye,
Opposed? Carried. F, entertain a motion to approve the Northern Erie Snow Seekers request for use of town property, subject to them providing an insurance policy with our name on it. Is that good? No,
Subject to naming us as an additional insured.
okay, you got that,
policy, and proof that that policy is applicable, so meets our approval.
So moved.
second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Privilege of the floor. Anybody?
Yeah, I'd like to comment that I think it's very prudent that the supervisor has suggested or recommended to the town clerk to put on the town website information as to whom to make a complaint to. And the complaint should be to the department heads. I think that's a very prudent decision. And by publicizing it in the Akron Bugle and also on the town board. And that way it can then be shared with town board members in a more professional manner.
Any other comments? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move,
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? Carried. Yeah, January.
Yeah.
That's the-
Yes, sir.
As soon as I get confirmation of my airplane ticket, I'll let you
Yeah,
know.
that's, last time we got, apparently you didn't get confirmation. And I was probably on a